What's up guys, Nathan here. This is kind of a behind the scenes type of thing for the lone ODST, my newest Machinima. There's a bit of a preview of it on screen right now as I'm talking. And basically it's the first ever properly serious Machinima I've done, excluding Zero vs the Assassin, which was one I did in the past. That wasn't really, I mean it was action, but there was no talking in it. Also there was no crazy lighting effects, no lens flares, no all sorts of crazy things going on. Anyway, this is my first serious type of machine. I'm just gonna move my voice recorder. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I was just moving my phone because that's what I use to record my voice all the time. I know it sounds very unprofessional. So I'm basically gonna run through this with you. All of this, which I started yesterday and finished yesterday. Well, sort of. I started it when I got up at you're going to be surprised about what time I got up. I got up at 4:30. I know, that's very late. I'm lazy. Actually, my sleeping pattern's a bit weird. I got up at 4:30. This didn't get finished until probably 5 AM. So 12.5 hours I spent making this yesterday. And the only breaks I had was when I went to go watch a bit of TV and go get food, and that was it. But yeah, no, I got all this done in roughly 11 hours, I want to say, or something like that. Anyway, so the first bit is just simple as knobs. It's just the kind of opening scene. It's kind of dark on this bit, as you can probably see. Just gonna zoom this in a bit. Probably not too much. There we go. I'll do. It's very dark. I think I lightened it up a bit. There's actually two stages to this. This is the first project. That's why there's no text on screen, because if you noticed, it actually said GH Nathan Presents. That was actually, I rendered all of that because it was starting to get quite laggy. I put a lot of effects layered onto it, and then imported it into here, and then added on text, made it letterbox widescreen, and put my logo on it, which was actually a lot bigger this time around. My last Machinima, it was a lot smaller in the corner. I didn't realise the size until I'd actually started watching it in full screen when it was rendered. So yeah, apologies for the logo being so big, but I don't think it was that bad. It wasn't distracting for me, at least anyway. I added a couple of lens flares, and this is a lens flare right here. I'm gonna load it up. It's quite crazy looking. That I had that in space. I just kind of, and then the other lens flares I had, there weren't many, to be honest. I'm not very good at where to place them. The last one was on this scene here, the ODST. I basically just had this lens flare kind of thing. And then the ones for the credits, obviously. This one here, this kind of cool looking lens flare that goes across like that. This is Sony Vegas, and you don't actually have pre-lens flares in the program, so I had to get some ones off the internet, green screen ones and stuff. Just downloaded some, and got all these cool looking ones. Not all of them are green screen. Some of them I just have to put a white mask over them and then colour them later. Anyway, so let's get back to this other one. Let's just move that up a bit. Alright, so there's the opening bit. Then it goes to space after this. These are on a separate track because I had the effects on this track I had a night for the city, and I also had cool colours to make it look a little better. If I actually take these off, if you keep an eye on this is if I take cool colours off, because it's a bit, different. And if I take night off, it's just like that. Now if I put cool colours back on without the night, it just looks a bit, looks a bit odd. I'll put those back on for a minute, and the next one, I didn't really do any effects on this, in this scene, the ship. There's literally just nothing except for the flash fade thing right here, which is kind of cool. I always use these transitions lately now, in the transitions tab. They're really cool, especially flash. I don't know if I overdo it or not. There was about 6 or 7 flashes in this whole thing. And then the effects for this thing where they're on the ship, I think I just did the same as. Oh no, there's one called Cool Colors, which is a what do you call it? A preset, And then I edited one myself called Ship Destroyed. I just messed around with these settings. It's like kind of the ship's being destroyed, like it's been shot, so it's all like kind of the lights have gone out. It's not as bright. It's kind of war torn. Kind of gives it that better effect. You know, if it just looked like that, it wouldn't look as good as a machine. Can't speak today. It wouldn't look as much of a good as a machine. I can't fucking speak. I can't speak. Yeah, so it wouldn't look as good of a machinima, if you get what I mean. So it's just better if you add in all these effects. It might have been a bit too dark, maybe. It did kind of reduce the quality. It was kind of a few pixels going on, I noticed, when I watched it back, which was a bit annoying, because of the effects I layered on it. But anyway, that basically goes up to there, and, oh, the hood. Now, I'm going to explain the hood to you. First of all, this is the hood. It was actually meant to be an ODST hood. Like, I got this shape, where is it? Here it is. This is the shape I got from a Google image, and then just stretched it out. It was actually stretched out on this here. This is how I do my widescreen stuff as well. So like, you like put that down or whatever. But yeah, I basically just messed around with that. That is a completely different geometry to what it used to be. And then this top thing is actually a Google image. For my I did a very similar thing before, my Agent Zero HUD thing. I don't know if you saw that video. Link's on screen now. You can actually see a picture of the video. The helmet sides on that were actually different. I got those. I went in campaign, paused like a Master Chief scene, then just cut around the thing. This time round, I actually found a Google image which was already traced for me. All I had to do was put a white mask over it, and it was good. So yeah, that was awesome. Didn't have to, you know, go in game and get something. And this bit here, I had 4 things on this, I do believe. There was the helmet bit. I'll mute all the other tracks for a sec. So yeah, there was just the helmet. There's a bit of a blur going on. I added some effects on. So that's the helmet. Then we have the outside, the bit apart from the visor. The next one we have like a bloody screen. That was actually put down quite far. It's only on 21% opacity. If I put it up to maximum, it doesn't look very good. It looks fucking terrible. So I put it down to like 21%. I'm not saving that, so it doesn't matter about that. And then the last one was a cracked screen. The original thing actually looked like this. If I restore it, it looked like that. And if I restore that, oh, never mind. I didn't alter that. That's what it looked like originally. I'm just gonna undo that. I set it in the corner because it looked better. It was kind of distracting in the middle. But yeah, with all those on, it kind of looks cool. And if you're wondering how I did the view, like my dead body obviously wasn't on the floor moving its head around. You can't do that. That was the theatre camera. And I did this cool effect where it looked like I actually got up. I don't know if you notice, like if you keep watching this, it looks like he's getting up, kneeling and standing. And then I did another effect where he blinks, and then when he unblinks, he's actually on the floor again. He looks like he's picking up his gun off the floor, but that's actually just me switching from the Magnum to the assault rifle and doing the animation as I was standing up. So yeah, it was pretty clever what I did. I think at least. Anyway. I feel like this bit could have done a bit better. Like I had this like kind of blurry fade, but I didn't know what to do there because I didn't have a walking bit taken. Like I didn't have a bit where he walks from this door around the corner up the stairs and then ends up here. So I just did a crossfade. I didn't know what else to do there, so I'm not very impressed with that bit. That's one of my downsides, I think, to that. Also, there's writing up there. It's very hard to see. I don't know why. It's just really dark. But it's just a text I added. I can move this around if I wanted to. It's not attached to the door or anything. Drop pods was not originally there. And yeah, I basically just added this what do you call this? Compositing mode called Dodge. Originally it would have looked like this, Source Alpha. It would have looked like that originally, but it looks a bit terrible, so I messed around with some of these settings. I was like, cut, no, that doesn't look good. Screen, no. And I eventually went to not burn, wait, what was it again? Dodge, right? Yeah, Dodge. And Dodge just looked great, and so I used that. Moving on. Oh, this bit with the drop the drop pod. I'm gonna mute all that. I'm actually gonna take the effects off the city as well because, hold on, that's wrong. Right, so it's a bit, just so it's a bit brighter, if you know what I mean. And so basically, if I hit that, the unmute button, this is a green screen effect I got from the internet. It basically looks like that, and then if you put a, what's it called, chroma key over the top of it, that gets rid of the green and it kind of blends in. And I put another one on just to make it look even more damaged. I just like flipped it around vertically and it looked different. And the actual dropship itself, believe it or not, is actually from, if I can find it, there we go. This is actually from Halo 3 ODST, the first mission of the game, Thierry Plaza I think it's called, where you play as Buck. And I just basically turned the blind skull on, went in the campaign mode. I could have done it in theatre, but whatever. It's basically just that. I just stood there and got that. I just like traced around it basically. I'll show you where I traced around, and because I knew I wanted a dropship. I tried to find one, like a green screened one off the internet, and a model that someone had made and put green screen. Because I did that with some of my other stuff. Like I've got loads of Pelicans, the models of those that someone's made. I just downloaded them, kind of thing. And anyway, this is like, there's actually two versions of this. There's actually, this mask goes around the ship and around this like kind of wall, and then the one above it, it's kind of just a fade. It's basically just only the wall because it didn't look right when I had that. It just didn't look as good. Like you can't see this under wall bit, and there was no way for me to fix it. So I added a second one on top of that, and that's pretty much that. And with the effects on, obviously, because at the moment it just looks a bit weird. If I take the effects off of this chroma key, all you're seeing there is just some green screens because you know it just looks a bit weird. I think I added effects onto the drop pods. Yeah, I did. I must have added this brightness and contrast. Yeah, originally it would have looked like this. Not so great. So I added some brightness and contrast on, and I think it came out pretty tippy-toppers. Not going to lie, it came out tippy-tops anyway. Let's turn these back on, and yeah. Dark as tits there now. This last walking scene is pretty cool. I like it. It kind of looks like he's limping. I don't know if you notice this. The way his shoulder moves, it's like he's like kind of walking a bit funny, like limping. This bit I did kind of do another scene where he's on the floor. I don't know if I overuse that or not. No one said anything bad about it. Like, oh, I think you overused the dying part where he's on the floor in third person view. No one said that to me yet, so I think I did okay. I didn't want to overuse anything, but I suppose, you know, in the end I did. And then this bit, I actually changed song. This one, like the song here, is actually called Escape from the Temple. It's by Machinima Sound, whereas this one, right here, I faded into it, is called, it's by Kevin MacLeod, it's called Truth of a Legend, and it's like this cool noise. I just love that choir. It's fucking awesome. I just think it suits really well when he sees the shadow of the Spartan. It like adds a lot of tension. It's like, whoa, dude, what the fuck? And my friend Anthony voiced the Spartan. That's his line right there.
I'm getting you out of this city.
It's a bit quiet, I know, but yeah, it came out amazing. I love his voice on that. It was amazing. I think it came out great, his voice. So yeah, and this last bit, there was actually quite a lot of effects on this one. There was let's see what was when it loads up. There's 3 effects on this. There was Film 2, which is one of my own presets. It does that basically, it just makes everything like kind of brighter and more contrasty. This one is just brightness and contrast. That's Film 2 again, I do believe. And this one was also Film 2. If I take all these off, that's what that originally looked like. If I add this one on, it makes it look nicer because everything looks more standing out. Like, it just looks better. If I add this one on, it makes it a bit darker to set the tone. And if I put this one on, it makes it even more darker to set the tone even further. I might have overdid it, maybe. I don't really know. But, yeah. As you can see, there's no actual lens flare. There was a lens flare in the corner, but I rendered all this out, and then I added the lens flare on later, here. Yeah, right there. There's the lens flare. If I turn that off, it just looks like the other screen. If I put it on, it looks awesome. And yeah, that's basically it. That's all I wanted to go through on this. There's not really much else I can do. There's quite a lot of lines of sound effects. I actually went in and got my own sound effects from in-game, like this one. Oh, that way, that's not one of my own sound effects. Oh, where is it? Like here, these sound effects here. Walking SFX. Basically, I'll show you walking SFX. That's just what I named the video. I just wanted some kind of walking. You know when he was standing up and it made that like kind of Master Chief sounding from Halo 4 like kind of walk. I basically just did this on the first mission. Kind of sounded like he was getting up off the floor kind of thing. I just did a few takes of that, recorded that, cut the video and just had audio. Now I did the same thing as well with the last, where is it? Just bear with me. Ship explosion, yeah. This was supposed to be like the ship's explosion. I couldn't find any parts where there was a bunch of explosions going on. There was just constant Halo 4 music like that playing, so I just had to wait to a bit where it was silent. But then I heard this cool alarm noise, as you can hear. That's really cool. So I had that on. I can't speak. I had that on in the video when he was dying, so you'll be able to hear that in a sec when I get to it. If you listen to just around here, you can hear the alarm. Plus a heartbeat. I got these sound effects from the internet. Heartbeat and heavy breathing. There was like a guy breathing. Yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please leave your stuff down below. Oh, if you want, one last thing. If you're wondering how the screen was flashing red constantly, kind of thing, that's basically just this. It's just a solid red, but it's like not at full opacity. Like, if I look at it here, if I put that up to maximum, it's just going to look like that. So I just put it down to like 6% or something. And it looked kind of cool, and it just basically like flashes like that, on and off, and I just had to copy and paste that all the way along, like Control V, Enter, Control V, Enter. It's kind of annoying because I had to like keep hitting Enter, so I had to keep going like this. It was every 5 keyframes. I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Control V, Enter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Control V, Enter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just basically did that for ages, and it took me a couple of minutes, but yeah. Anyway, that's basically the end of this video. Thank you for watching. There will be another video out tomorrow, maybe. Weekly update number 2. I started this weekly update thing a while ago. The last one I did was a couple of weeks ago, not a weekly update exactly, but I will try and keep it weekly from now on if I can, as much as I can, and yeah. So I've talked long enough. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.